Level 0. Cities are the greatest invention humanity ever built for itself. They aren't accidents, they're algorithms of comfort. Before there were skylines, there were streets. Before steel and glass, there were paths, connecting huts, markets, hearts. And every path answered one question: how close should we live to one another before chaos begins? Every genius layout in history, from Paris's perfection to Singapore's symmetry, was designed around people's instincts. We hate confusion. We love proximity. We crave beauty and motion in equal doses. So let's walk through the world's smartest city blueprints and see why they work. Not just for architects, but for the ordinary human trying to get a coffee, a moment of peace, and a view worth remembering. Level 1. If cities had moods, Paris would be choreography. In the mid-1800s, Baron Haussmann redrew a medieval maze into a masterpiece of order. He carved 18-mile-long boulevards across the old city, radiating like sunbeams from monumental hubs. At the center, symbols of power and beauty: the Arc de Triomphe, the Place de la Concorde, the Louvre. The pattern isn't just visual, it's emotional engineering. Humans are drawn to symmetry because our brains crave predictability. Each straight avenue offers clarity. Every monument at its end rewards the mind with purpose. Haussmann added 600,000 trees to soften the stone. Sidewalk cafes were spaced within minutes of each other, so no one ever walks far for rest or company. The metro stations follow the same rule: never more than 500 meters apart. That's the real magic. Distance is comfort. Too far, we disconnect. Too close, we feel trapped. Paris keeps you in the sweet spot. It's also built for performance. Those long vistas create moments, frames for photographs, long before cameras existed. It's why tourists keep lifting their phones. Paris is staged to be looked at. When design matches emotion, beauty becomes efficiency. Paris feels effortless because it was designed to feel that way. Level 2. Where Paris perfects romance, Singapore perfects order. This is a city that runs on foresight. Since independence in 1965, every square meter has been plotted decades ahead by the Urban Redevelopment Authority. Nothing here just happened. It was simulated, tested, and built for balance. 80% of Singaporeans live in HDB housing estates, yet these aren't soulless towers. Each complex includes schools, shops, parks, and hawker centers within a 10-minute walk. Every building serves life, not the other way around. At the city scale, nature and infrastructure overlap like code and interface. The green replacement policy demands that any developer removing greenery must replace it, on roofs, walls, or terraces. That's why Singapore looks like a garden wearing skyscrapers. Then comes the tech layer, the Smart Nation Grid. Sensors track rainfall, traffic, and temperature. Smart drains predict floods. Air quality monitors feed live data into city dashboards. Even trash bins report when they're full. In Singapore, trains arrive every 2 to 3 minutes. Power cuts are rare. Streets are spotless, not because of fines, but because pride became culture. There's also a sense of security built into the layout. Clear sightlines, bright public spaces, and mixed housing reduce anxiety. Humans relax when they can see and be seen without. Level 3. At first glance, Tokyo looks like chaos. Signs, colors, layers stacked on layers. But stay longer and you realize it's a symphony. Tokyo is home to 37 million people, the largest metropolitan area on Earth, and somehow it feels polite. There's no single blueprint here. It's a hybrid. Ancient Edo period paths woven with post-war grids and modern megastructures. Yet everything functions. Shinjuku Station alone handles 3.5 million passengers a day, more than the populations of some countries. And still, trains run within seconds of schedule. Delays beyond 1 minute require apology slips. That's efficiency treated as respect. Unlike Western zoning, Tokyo stacks functions vertically. A 10-story building might have a ramen bar, a dentist, karaoke, and apartments, all in one tower. This compresses life. No one walks far for what they need. Side streets, or yokocho, remain narrow by design. They slow movement, invite eye contact, and turn strangers into neighbors. Human brains crave stimulation in small doses. Tokyo delivers it block by block. Underneath it all, An unspoken code of cleanliness and courtesy keeps friction low. When millions share tight space, manners become infrastructure. Level 4. If Tokyo is a machine, Amsterdam is a heartbeat. Built on marshland and water, it's a city that should have drowned, but engineered itself into harmony. The 17th century canal ring forms perfect concentric arcs, designed for drainage and defense, now turned into beauty. Each canal divides space into neighborhoods small enough to walk, large enough to live. There are more bicycles, approximately 880,000, than people. Streets average just 7 meters wide, too tight for chaos, perfect for connection. Cars move slowly because the city prioritizes humans first, machines second. The psychological trick: scale. Buildings rarely exceed 5 stories, giving every street a sense of enclosure and comfort. What architects call human proportion. Our eyes like horizons we can own. Shops line the ground floor, apartments sit above. This vertical mixing means the city never sleeps. Light spills from windows, reflections shimmer on the water, footsteps echo on bridges. Constant motion without noise. Every few blocks a plaza appears, spontaneous theater. The Dutch mastered something cities today forget: deliberate friction. People bump into each other, they talk. That's community, not congestion. The canals aren't just romantic, they're practical flood control systems, still managed by ancient water boards. Sustainability born centuries before the word existed. Amsterdam works because it's small, deliberate, and emotionally balanced. It reminds us the best technology is still the bicycle, and the best speed is walking. Level 5. Barcelona might be the most humanly logical city on Earth. In 1859, engineer Ildefons Cerdà looked at the congested medieval core and imagined air, light, and equality. He drew the example grid, streets in perfect rectangles, every block 113 by 113 meters, with corners cut at 45 degrees. Those chamfered intersections created mini plazas, improved visibility, and let trams and carriages turn smoothly. It was revolutionary, urban geometry serving health and democracy. But a century later, the same grid filled with cars, pollution, and noise. The solution? Superblocks, a 21st century remix of Cerdà's vision. 9 traditional blocks combine into one. Cars stay at the perimeter. Inside, pedestrians rule. Traffic speed drops to 10 kilometers per hour, noise falls approximately 40%, and nitrogen dioxide levels by 30%. Sidewalks double, trees multiply, cafes spill into the streets. Children play where engines once idled. Elderly residents sit outside again. Walking rises by more than half. Urban psychologists call it restorative design, when space returns a sense of agency. Humans thrive when they can move without fear. And the beauty? Barcelona didn't need new technology, it needed new priorities. The same 19th century grid became the foundation for 21st century livability. Now cities from Los Angeles to Shanghai are studying the model because it's simple math: less noise plus more people equals happier cities. Progress isn't always invention. Sometimes it's remembering what streets were for in the first place. People. Level 6. If most cities chase growth, Copenhagen chases comfort. Its blueprint is built around one simple question: will this make life better for people? That philosophy has shaped everything, from how you ride to work to how you breathe. Over 62% of residents cycle daily, not because they're environmental heroes, but because it's faster, safer, and easier than driving. Copenhagen's street network runs like a vascular system, dedicated bike lanes with their own signals, priority crossings, and bridges connecting every district. Even in winter, heated cycle paths keep riders moving. The layout follows the Finger Plan, designed in 1947, where urban growth fans out like 5 fingers from a palm. The palm is the historic core. Each finger follows a train line, ensuring no area grows without public transit. This structure prevents sprawl and keeps nature between each corridor, a rhythm of city, field, city, field. That alternating pattern gives citizens breathing space, literally. Copenhagen's harbor, once polluted, is now so clean you can swim in it. Public squares are designed for lingering, not passing, and lighting systems adjust to weather and movement, bright when busy, soft when still. Psychologically, this all builds trust. When you know your city protects you, you relax. When streets feel safe and manageable, walking becomes joy, not duty. Even data here serves empathy. Sensors in buildings monitor energy use to reduce waste, not to watch you, but to lighten your footprint. Copenhagen doesn't just design infrastructure, it designs moods. A happy city is a system where efficiency feels invisible. Level 7. In the middle of the desert, a city decided that imagination could be built in glass and steel. Dubai, once a fishing village of 20,000, now houses over 3.6 million people and the tallest building on Earth. But beneath the spectacle lies a surprisingly coherent urban logic. Dubai's master plan follows a linear radial hybrid. Main arteries, Sheikh Zayed Road, Al Khail, and Emirates Road, connect districts like veins. Each district functions almost like a self-contained city. Downtown, Business Bay, Marina, Expo City. That's why despite its vastness, Dubai feels navigable. Every major node is designed to be 20 minutes apart, a modern take on the 15-minute city. The city's planners also understand human attraction better than most. People love variety with predictability. Every few kilometers, Dubai shifts character, from futuristic skyline to old souk, from glass malls to beach promenades. That rhythm keeps the experience stimulating but not overwhelming. Over 90% of government services are now digital. AI monitors traffic and weather, adjusting signal cycles in real time, cutting congestion by up to 30%. Smart streetlights power down when empty. Even waste collection operates on sensors. But perhaps Dubai's most brilliant psychological move was reimagining the mall as a civic hub. In harsh climates, indoor space replaces public squares. People don't just shop, they gather, eat, and connect. The mall became the new plaza, climate-controlled but socially alive. It's easy to dismiss Dubai as luxury excess, but look closer, it's functional theater. A city designed to constantly surprise you but never confuse you. Level 8. Some cities think, Seoul learns. This is one of the few megacities on Earth that truly feels alive, a digital organism wrapped in concrete and culture. More than 25 million people live in its metropolitan area, yet chaos rarely wins. That's because Seoul's layout evolved with precision. Its backbone is the Han River, cutting through the city like an organizing spine. Bridges, subway lines, and expressways all radiate from it, giving equal access to both sides. But Seoul's real genius lies in integration. You can travel the entire city using a single T-Money card. Buses, subways, taxis, even vending machines. Real-time data tracks every route, predicting traffic before it happens. Yet Seoul's greatest triumph isn't under the ground, it's beneath it. For decades, the Cheongyecheon Stream, an ancient waterway, was buried under an elevated highway. In 2005, the city did something radical. It tore down the highway and resurrected the stream. Now it's an 11-kilometer green corridor, cooling the city's heat island by up to 3 degrees Celsius and providing space for walking, art, and life. Crime fell in surrounding areas. Property values rose. Happiness levels soared. That's how Seoul works. Constant reinvention without losing soul. Technology here doesn't feel robotic, it feels helpful. You can charge your phone on benches powered by solar panels. You can check air quality at bus stops. You can get high-speed Wi-Fi deep underground. And through it all, the city remains profoundly human. Street markets, neon lanes, and cafes under apartment towers, layers of life stacked in harmony. Level 9. The next chapter of design won't be about height or size. It'll be about sensitivity. The cities of the future won't just be smart, they'll be self-aware. In Songdo, South Korea, fiber optic networks link every home and sensor. Trash travels through underground tubes straight to recycling plants. Streetlights adjust to footsteps. Energy grids talk to each other to share surplus. In Masdar City, UAE, narrow shaded streets funnel desert winds to cool the air naturally, an ancient Arabic trick reinvented for sustainability. Solar panels power the city, and autonomous pods replace cars entirely. Then there's NEOM's The Line, Saudi Arabia's audacious plan for a 170-kilometer-long car-free city, just 200 meters wide. Its idea is radical. Everyone will live within 5 minutes of everything they need. The ultimate proximity city. And while critics debate its feasibility, the idea itself matters. because it challenges the assumption that streets must sprawl endlessly outward. Meanwhile, Helsinki, Zurich, and Stockholm are experimenting with data-driven zoning. Sensors measure pedestrian patterns to redesign public spaces dynamically. AI simulations test street layouts before construction. Soon, a lane won't be fixed. It'll transform. A road for cars in the morning could turn into a bike lane by noon and a pop-up market by evening. The street becomes a living stage, responding to the city's mood in real time. But even as technology evolves, one truth remains the same. People don't want perfection. They want connection. They want to walk, see faces, smell food, and hear life. The best design is the one that feels invisible because it fits how we already live. Whether it's a cafe 5 minutes away or a skyline that still surprises you, the best city layouts make life feel effortless.